What do we got? We got ourselves team 1 with Avenue? What? Avenue. We'll call him Avenue as a Destro Warlock. I believe it's a Fire Mage with Micro play now. Affliction hasn't going to play at all. We also got ourselves a Weiler and Sunshine. Is Dana Ganker Sunshine? We got us this team 2 with Kaiser on the Destruction Warlock, with Athaman and Retribution Paladin, with Akura as a Shadow Priest, with Tasty mounted up already. Not going first. Gag is going to be first up as a Windwalker Monk. It's going to have to go for Human Racial as Sunshine goes in for big damage into a cheap shot right after. I think he might have him down. Oh my god. Good morning, Sunshine. That's how you open up a duel. With Sunshine just going in and dumpstering the guy. Trinket it out, didn't karma or nothing. Sunshine just got so much damage into him. Big 100% crit Lego. Huge. Huge. Yeah, I think they're gonna have to do something with the crit Lego, dude. I think they have to. Who's up next for team 2? Because your first one, Gag, got the gag order. He's not playing. He ain't able to talk, dude. He ain't able to compete. He ain't even doing any lip service. It's gonna be a sap onto oh, Consecration getting the rogue out. Still has fast reflexes, fast enough to go in for a cheap shot. Athaman having to bubble. It's gonna be Shadowy Duel onto Atho, and he has to go for Flash of Light. Does he not see Sunshine? When you bubble and you get Shadowy Duel, do you actually not get taken out of Shadowy Duel? You might not. So I think for Sunshine against a bubble, that actually might be a free advantage, basically. Wait until the next cheap shot comes out. Athaman can go for those Consecrations if it positions them just right. Cheap shot into Athos. Sunshine goes in for big shadow strikes. Looking for big damage. Shield of Vengeance is up for the Paladin. Sunshine looking for a bit of a reset. Athaman using Ashen Hollow behind the pillar where Sunshine is at. Is going to take a little bit of that, actually quite a bit of that dot damage. Look at that dot tick, dude. Look at that zonal tick. Big damage out of Atho out of nowhere. Sunshine vanishing out of there. That Ashen Hollow, if you stand in it, dude, you don't fight an Ashen Hollow. You just don't. Just don't do it. It's a real bad idea, and it's a massive zone of Sunshine. It's also really hard to see. If Sunshine isn't aware where it's at, it might be hard. Gonna be Atho getting sapped up from that adaptation. Bob coming out, stone into Sunshine into another set of wings. Does he have enough here? Final verdict to follow. Sunshine does not have a way out. I think it's gonna be over, and the rogue goes down. Atho just had to burn through every defensive. Bubble and Bob, but he got the rogue down. The rogue is out. Doorway of Shadows for Avenue on the other side, trying to go for a fear into Athaman. Because he's not going to be able to get it. Mortar Coil, and that's going to be Fear to follow. Going to be big damage. That'll funnel onto the pet before he goes for big damage into Atha. Does hit him with some dots. Kesbel getting lined up, but maybe line of sight will happen. The big torrent of water down the middle. The waterfall does not come up fast enough. Athaman could have maybe had himself some freebie line of sight. Is going to attack the pet. As a whole new Foul Hunter is going to summon for Avenue. Who is playing Destruction for this duel? Is not playing the Roots anymore. Destro Warlocks, is there no more Roots? Is Roots no longer a thing for Destro Warlocks, by the way? Is it just, they just go for Cremation? The percentage health damage with conflict rates. Gonna be a reflect back to Atho. Oh, super unfortunate. Does go for a blind onto Avenue on both the pet and him. Gonna be a big hammer slamming back to Atho. Avenue trinketing out of the Hodge, going for a port with an Immolate to follow onto Atho. Mortal Coil right after. And Atho, it might be able to get himself Shield of Vengeance for the scalable. Does not. He's gonna break out of that fear very, very quickly. As Infernal comes in, big Destro damage available for Avenue. Atho does get a stun onto the pet. The big Infernal that's coming down. Avenue looking to get himself maybe another line of sight. Going to be a port for Athaman near the pillar. Does give this less mobile class a little bit more mobility with that Venthyr port. As he's waiting out for Avenue. Just trying to line aside the Warlock as best as possible. Maybe doing some damage to the Infernal pet as well. Is going to hit him with a Hand of Hindrance too. Gateway getting summoned up for Avenue right now. And I believe walking up to where Athaman is at. I don't really know why. Reflect available for Avenue. Athaman knows he can't hodge into it. Is going to get hit with a fear. Maybe the Immolate. Oh, it's going to be another fear into Freebie Casbolt for sure. Athaman's still holding on to Shield of Vengeance. Bubble available very, very soon. Mortal Coil by Avenue is getting the CC back to Athaman. Stun around the corner. Athaman does get a random proc of wings, I think. Into a horror effect into Atha for just a second, but it's going to be DR'd with those fears and a portal away for Avenue. Maybe finally Atha could do something while available for the Warlock. Does Athaman having a big hammer hanging over Avenue's head? That's going to be another fear into Atha. He's fully DR'd. So much damage into the Warlock. Big hammer slamming down. And Athaman makes a return. Oh, another rogue though. Weiler. Wily Coyote up next. The last melee of that team going to be Sap getting trinketed out with adaptation for Atha. There's going to be a bubble as soon as you see the damage out of the rogue from a cheap shot. Trying to do as much damage to him as he can. It is going to drop down Consecration. I don't know if he has his Covenant ability yet. He might. Try to do some damage to Wyler as best as possible. Dropping down Consecration. Dress comes in as Wyler trying to get those Shadow Strikes through. Athaman got himself massive heals. Warlock Hellstone, I think, or Word of Glory. I think it was a Warlock Hellstone this time. Wyler hasn't popped a single defensive, looking for a Shadow Step onto Atha. It looks like Atha is just going to let him be super far away. Smoke Bomb is up. Does Atha go? He does not. Just not to Wyler is going to catch himself a reset that way. So Athaman either has to go or he doesn't. Either way, going to be a cheap shot by Wyler onto Atha. Shield of Vengeance is available. The Paladin can get it off. Does get the Shield of Vengeance the last second. Cloak of Shadow is available for Wyler and Atha going in for self-heals. Wings are up available. Should be able to heal himself. Got himself a lot of survivability rolling. Wyler has a vanish necessary. Trinkets out of the Hodge. Blind to follow. Athaman looking to get a lot of health recovery. Vanish available for Wyler if necessary. It's not going to be an intro by Wyler at all yet. Athaman is at a distance. Is going to just get the rogue on a slow and looking like he wants to go for a bit of a reset. Wyler holding on to a vanish, but that's really about it. Shield. Oh, Doorway of Shadows 4. Athaman gets Wyler out in the open. Next Hodge, I think it could be deadly for either one of these two. Next stun, going to be a big hammer. Wyler could vanish it off. He might just have to, otherwise he's letting Athaman get a lot of freebie damage onto it. Hammer does come in. Cheap shot onto Atha. He does have adaptation for this next big stun. It looks like he's not going to be able to get out of these. Human Rachel, the vanish coming out for Wyler. Does Atha go for any big plays maybe? Looks like Wyler is going to be able to get away scot-free. And Athaman does go for a bit of a self-heal. Sap is going to get that adaptation out. And looks like Wyler is going to go for a full reset. He's going to go for food. Athaman did not look out where Wyler was with food. If he goes in fast enough, you might be able to see him. I think he does see him. And Wyler caught up quite a bit of health. Athaman could go for the Paladin racial here. Or Paladin Covenant ability, Venthyr ability if he wanted to. Going to be another sap. Wyler looking to get himself a setup. Athaman has defenses coming up very, very soon. Looks like Wyler does not go for a stun in the opener. Going to be a stun onto Wyler. Athaman, does he have the big damage? Looks like he didn't have any damage to come back. That's going to be Wyler with a cheap shot onto Atha. Going in for the Kirin ability. Athaman has Shield of Vengeance if necessary. Does he even get to use it here? Might be able to. Actually goes in for a self-heal. Big swipe onto Wyler. Does get himself a evasion rolling. Athaman trying to see if he can bust through the evasion if possible. Is going to go for self-heals with our holy power he is able to generate. The judgments do come in. That's going to be still big damage. Over Shadows does get stuck to Wyler. Is going to continue attacking. Wyler's super low in health. Cloak of Shadows coming out very so Bob coming out for Atha. I think Wyler might be out in the open with not a lot left. Looking maybe for a Shadow Step after. Going to be a final verdict around the corner. Wyler just trying to stay away from Atha as best as possible. Cloak of Shadows is up right now. Blind before he can do anything. Athaman just needs one more global blind at Atha. Adaptation proccing. Wyler was not prepared for that. Judgment onto Wyler does go for a shot into a stun onto Atha. Maybe looking for another Shadow Step. Still not out of the fight. Cloak of Shadows coming up right now. Looking for that Shadow Step any moment now. Athaman just trying to finish off the judgments. He can do the finisher. Big hammer. I think it's over. Unless Wyler has a big heal, I think it's over. Athaman throwing him final hammers in there. I think it's going to be done. Down goes two rogues, boys. Athaman making a comeback with Micro Bix up next. So far, so good. It's an Affliction Warlock playing solo. This is probably playing a Void Blueberry pet. He's probably playing the Blueberry, so he can sacrifice it for extra health. And Athaman got himself kind of bit of health. It's what's the dampening at actually? Dampening 21. Gonna be that's a long range for that slow Atho. Looks like Micro is not gonna. He's actually he's actually not playing the defensive. He's playing the interrupt. Atha could actually charge right at him, and there's nothing Micro can do about it. Mortal Coil. Hodge getting traded. Gonna be a UA for Micro with a stun onto Atham, who does a bubble back up. Fear is going to break immediately. Malefic Raptors trying to hit. He needs line of sight of the target in order to get the Malefic Raptors to do something. And Atham might be able to make something happen here. He needs a slow. As long as he can get a slow, he'll be in a good position. Going to be a big Night Fate port for Micro with a Warlock port to follow right after. Athaman still has bubble if necessary. Reflect the Zal for Micro. Still going to eat that hammer to the face. Trying to get those Raptors off. Looks like he's not going to be able to. Trying to summon a big old pet. Athaman actually taking a lot of damage now. Maybe a bubble might be a play here. Does bubble it off. I think Micro committed a lot of damage. Even maybe the Night Fate dot. The Soul Rod. And Athaman has plenty of health to work with here. Blind onto Micro. Trying to get those judgments. Anything that's holy does not break blind. So he's actually doing some free damage. It might as well be a stun into a Mortal Coil, but Micro needs more CC to get away from Atha. Atha just got to hand freedom out of there. Micro with barely any health. If Atha can get some kind of a slow and then port on top of him, maybe might be a play here. But Athos is going to catch up. He knows he's going up against Obliv next. He's not going to have a lot of defenses, really, if he just goes in full burst into micro. Has to take it a little bit quickly, a little carefully. Has to take a very micromanagement him. That's going to be micro. Oh, he got himself a... Oh, he got a cheat death effect. That's what's going on. He's not actually dead. Athos is trying to see if he can break through cheat death and does break through it. Oh my god. I did not expect he would have cheat death. That was awesome. That was actually really cool. I did not expect for him to have cheat death like that. Oh my god. That was crazy. Now it's going to be Athos versus Obliv. Fire Mage versus a Red Pally. Red Pally without a bubble or nothing, so it's going to be a little bit tough duel. Actually, I guess I was going to say maybe Athos once could have Obliv fight the rest of the guys. Akura, Tasty, Kreiser. And then he could go maybe as last. But I guess that's not really how the 5v5 duels work, really. Going to be big damage on Obliv. Not much you can do. After he gets that curing ability off, every other Pyroblast, every other ability is just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. The only thing Atherman could have went is press Shield of Vengeance there, I think, but that's a rough one. That was really well done for the Paladin. Atherman is back, boys. He's back. Akura up next. Atherman, the rogue dumpster, dude. That's his official name now. Akura playing the Necrolord Shadow Priest. Interesting. G-Pie actually going to be a trick of silence. It's going to be a Shadow Meld by Obliv to dodge any dots from Akura. Fleshcraft is going to be up and running for Akura yet again. He crafted Fleshcraft early enough where he can get a second one throughout the duel. Pretty good. Pretty good. The breath getting missed. That's going to be Obliv. Maybe getting hit with anything. Horror effect. Going to check it out of it. Get an interrupt onto Akura. That's going to be Meteor maybe coming down. No, it's not. I thought it was going to be. I saw his hands go up in the air. I thought this was happening. Akura better not give the haze buff to Obliv. Obliv is just trying to play it so carefully here. Fear onto Obliv. Finally, Akura able to get the dots up and running onto the Mage. It's going to hit him with the Necrolord ability. The dot that should give Akura a little bit of healing as long as he hits Obliv. And that dot should do quite a bit of damage too. Ring of Frost onto Akura just to kind of stop him in place. Akura can't really do much about it. Shadow Mending himself to make himself fully safe. Into Void Torrent to Obliv while he's silenced. Actually taking a lot of damage. Obliv does go in for the Kyrian Racial. Summoning a Steward, I think. Or maybe just using the Vial. Shadow Man's going to be Obliv blinking in and getting an interrupt onto Akura. Blasting him with big pyros back to back. Phoenix Slaves to follow. Akura into a Fear. Still super low on health. Having to go for Shadow Man's at 49% damage. Not much you can really do about it. And look like he feared and silenced Obliv at the same time. I don't really know if he had to necessarily do that. And he needs to go for a bit of damage to his own. Try to see if he can Grid of Fade and get dots onto Obliv. Horror effect to follow. Obliv does not have a trinket for it. Radiant Spark onto Akura though. And I think it's going to be done for the count here. Just a couple more Fire Blasts is all he needed. Tasty up next versus Obliv. He's the last man standing in his team. Trying to fight for his right to Fire Blast, boys. I was gonna say Fireball, but nobody uses that in PvP really. Let's be honest, unless you play like Tinder. Obliv versus Tasty. Good friends. Combatants of the 5v5 duel, showing each other respect with a nice bow. And then heading behind each pillar. And now the duel really begins, boys. Obliv has a lot of cooldowns left. He doesn't have a lot of combustion, but he does have a lot of his EDs available. So it's actually, he's in a good spot to actually have an honor duel. He has defenses for sure. Trinket available. So that's quite a lot. Tasty getting the Fire Ellie up and running around the corner. Breath onto both of them. Into a Poly. Into a G-Pie. Tasty's going to trick it out of it. Interrupted the G-Pie. Maybe like the last of Obliv is going to go Trinket out of it. Not blinking. Trinketing. Could be interesting. Ring of Frost onto Obliv. The Fire Ellie could walk up and just get frozen. So could Tasty. Could be bad for both of them. Tasty does himself big zaps available. Looking to get next to Obliv. Trying to get some damage in. Breath by Obliv waited out for long enough. That's going to be Poly. Nothing that Tasty can do this time. Maybe he can get the pet to attack Obliv. It doesn't look like he's really able to. Big G-Pie onto Tasty. Big chunk of damage gone. And Obliv is going to rotate the images in case Tasty's going to get aggressive here. 59% dampening. Tasty is not going to heal a lot from here, man. Stun short onto Obliv. Tasty trying to go for some damage into a Lightning Lasso after this. Into an Ice Block for Obliv. Not even trusting his Cauterize at this point. He just wants to get himself an Ice Block immediately. Palmer trying to come out. Tasty is going to get the Hex off while moving. Oh my god. Obliv could have interrupted it. He decided not to. It would maybe had something else in mind. Probably trying to make that polymorph happen. Into Obliv, getting that Radiant Spark and Tasty. Big damage combustion available. Tasty needs to maybe wall this. This is going to wall maybe a little bit late. Double wall with the Earth Elemental though. So that's a huge heal. It's going to be a little bit of alter time for Obliv. Try not to die here. Just try to give himself a little bit of an out. Big zaps available for Tasty. Obliv is afraid right now. Alter time coming out. Maybe a late breath onto Tasty. Looks like the Cauterize comes out. Tasty can just get one more cast into Obliv. Unless Obliv burns out. Trying to eat. That's going to be the event report. Horror effect. It gets him out with a lava burst. And down they go. Athaman. How's Athaman only 3 kills? I thought Athaman had 4. No, Atha had... Did he have only 3? I thought Atha had 4, dude. Okay, whatever, man. I thought Atha did really well there. You guys all did well.